Okay, you guys, the famous RockeyFit dynamic warm-up. So I'm gonna walk you through it just like I would walk all of my clients through it. So there's really no super specific order other than the first 6. So the first 6, I always do them in this order because there is a rhyme to the reason for everything that we do. So kind of starting slower, working our way up, starting from a linear movement, moving into some lateral movements. So first one, we're going knee pulls. So you're gonna grab one knee, pull your knee all the way up towards your chest, and then taking a step and alternating. So when you're warming up, I don't want you just here, I'm warming up. No, do every movement deliberately. Take that knee, pull it up towards your chest, feel a good stretch, alternate going down. Next one is a leg cradle. So you're gonna grab your ankle, bringing that knee out to the side, pulling up on that hip. So we are stretching out your hip joint here. So taking a step, grabbing that ankle, pulling up nice and high, keeping your chest, your back nice and tall. Again, doing everything super deliberate, not rushing through it, going nice and slow and controlled, feeling yourself loosening up on each step. Then we're going an ankle pull. So you're gonna grab by your foot or your ankle and reach up high towards the ceiling with your opposite arm. Taking a step, grabbing the opposite ankle, reaching up high with your opposite arm. So we are stretching out your quads, but also sneaking in a little bit of an upper body, shoulder, back, lat stretch here. Now we're starting to work more anterior chain, more upper body. So this is your ankle pull. And then after ankle pulls, we're going to hamstring sweep. So you're pointing one toe up towards the ceiling, pushing your hips back, back knee bends, front leg stays straight. The front leg is the leg that we are working. So you are sweeping your hands from back to front, stretching out your hamstrings. Take a couple steps in between. Point that toe up, hinge it, sweep it through. You're alternating sides. Hinge it, sweep it. 1, 2, hinge it, sweep it. 1, 2, hinge it, sweep it. You should be able to get a little bit lower each time that you do the next sweep. All right, starting to pick it up a little bit. So next one, squat mobility. So we're working on mobility in your hips on the way down and then stability in your spine on the way up. This is especially great if you're doing legs, if you're doing any type of hinging or squatting pattern that day. So hinging from your hips, reaching for your toes, squatting down as low as you comfortably can, bringing one arm up, other arm up, standing up. Take a step or two. Same thing, get your feet set. Hinge forward, touch the toes. Now keep in mind, everyone's squat stance is different. So you might have to adjust wider, closer. For me, I squat better with my toes out. So I adjust toes out, squat down, one arm up, other arm up. My back stays super tight. Stand it up, working on that stability in my spine. Couple steps forward, hinge forward, squat it down, arm up, stand it up. Couple steps forward, reach for the toes, squat it down, arm up, stand it up. Remember, if you're squatting that day, you don't want your warm up to feel like shit, look like shit, because then when you go squat, that squat's gonna feel like shit and look like shit too. So making sure you're doing everything super deliberately, keeping your form. Your form matters most in your warm up, because if you warm up shit, why would your workout be good? So hinge, touch the toes, squat, arm up, boom, stand it up. All right, next one, full body stretch. We're going Spidermans. So here we go. Walking your hands forward on the turf in front of you, bringing one foot up by your hand. Take your hand that's closest to your foot and you're rotating. So now we are getting into a full body stretch here. Your heart rate you should feel is coming up a little bit. Then hand comes back down. You're gonna push your back leg forward, walking your hands all the way out in front of you till you're in that high plank. Opposite foot comes up. Taking your hand that's closest to that foot, rotating. Hand comes back down, push the back leg, walk the hands, foot comes up, rotate. Hand comes back down, push the back leg, walk the hands, foot comes up, rotating. So we're getting that heart rate up. Now we're getting a full body stretch here, and we're almost getting ready to go into our lift. All right, next one, hip circle into a backwards lunge. So hip circle, get your balance on one leg, your knees coming up, out, back on an angle, tight circle around. You're coming into a reverse lunge, reaching up overhead, pushing off your front leg to come back. Hands come back down. Opposite side, hip circle, knees coming up, out, angle, circle it around, back into a lunge, reach up, push back. Back to the leg we started with. Hip circle, reverse lunge, reach up, push back. Slow, controlled with that hip circle. Remember, deliberate, not rushing through. If you rush through your warm-up, you're likely going to rush through your workout too. And remember, when we do the dynamic warm-up, we're not only warming up our body, but we're warming up our mind. If you're starting your day, then you're waking up your mind for the day. If you're working out later at night, then you're getting out of your mind, leaving the rest of the day behind you, and it's time to work out. You only got one thing to focus on when you're in the gym, and it's your workout. All right, next one, lateral lunge. So now we're getting into more lateral movement after we just did some linear stuff. So you're gonna take a big step, push your hip back. Weight is in your heel, weight is in your glute. You're gonna lunge to one side, lunge to the other side. Then you're coming back up, pivoting off this foot. Now we're facing this way. Lunge, lunge, pivot. Lunge, hip goes back. Lunge, hip goes back. Pivot. Lunge, lunge. Getting deep. Pivot into that lunge. Sitting your hips lower. Getting a little bit lower each time. You should feel the more you make your way down the turf, through your warm-up, the more mobile and flexible you're getting. This last one I'll show you today is a lateral bound. So if I'm going to the right, I'm pushing off my left foot. So I'm gonna get my balance on my left foot. I'm gonna push as hard as I can off my left foot, jump and land on the right. Push off the left, jump and land, jump and land, jump and land, jump and land. Getting that arm movement in. Now going back, pushing off my right, get my balance. Land on the left, push off the right, land on the left, off the right, land, off the right, land. Woo! So, that's your dynamic warm-up. As you can tell, I'm a little bit out of breath. I'm kind of starting to break a sweat. That's how you should feel after your warm-up. If you don't feel like that, then you didn't do enough.